I am Lakshmi Prasanna, Assistant Professor, Department of ECE, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. Now, we will see how to interface digital to analog converter to 8086 microprocessor, because we need to generate analog waveforms. So today we will see how to generate analog waveform, that is square wave, by using digital to analog converter, and we will see how to interface that to 8086 microprocessor. Now we will write a program to generate analog waveform. So here let us write the assembly language program to generate square wave. For example, first take the assembler, have the address, that is either it may be 2000 or 4000 or whatever it may be. So see that the program should be stored in this location, and this location should not be used anywhere in the program to store any input or to see any output. So I am writing in 2000 location. And so this program is to generate the square wave. Move B AL hash 80. So this 80 is the value of CWR, control word register. Move W DX hash 0 FF E6. This is the port address. Out W DX, sending it to the output port. Move W DX hash 0 FF E0. So this is another port address. Move B AL hash 0 0. So 0 0 value we are loading into AL. Next, out W DX, sending it to the output port. Move W CX hash 0147. So this is the delay value. Next, we have to write the self loop so that the control will be in the same loop until the delay completes. So loop, so self loop means you have to give the same instruction address, that is 200F. Move B AL hash 0 FF. So this is the maximum magnitude value of a square wave. So if you are writing anything wrong, the instruction will be like illegal operand. So see here, instead of move B, I have typed here move D. So it is move B AL hash 0 FF. So that is the maximum magnitude value of square wave. Next, out W DX, sending it to the output port. Move W CX hash 0147, and that is the delay value. Next, so to make the delay complete, you have to write the self loop again. So self loop means 2017. That means the address of the same line. So until the delay completes, the control will be in that line only. So that is called self loop. Next instruction, JMP. Again, so in order to get the continuous square wave waveform, the subroutine should be repeated. So I have to start my control to move to 2009. Another square wave will be getting. So here we are not going to write INT03 instruction. Why? Because we need to get the continuous square wave. So to get the continuous square wave, you have to keep on moving the loop continuously to this 2009 location. So after typing the program, you have to remember this address where you have written the program and you have to close it. Open, disassemble, and then write here the address as 2000. So because you have written the square wave program in 2000 location, then click disassemble. So the square wave program will be existing here. After seeing the square wave program, you have to click set PC. So the control will be at the first line. If you click run, the control will be like rotating, because we did not write INT03 instruction in this program. So the control will not end at INT03. It will be keep on running. So click here run. So if you click run, the control will be like, see here, it will be keep on rotating, because we did not end the program, because we need to get the continuous square wave. So the loop will be keep on rotating. So since this is continuously rotating, we are going to get the square wave in the DSO, continuous square wave. Now let us see how we are going to interface and how we are getting the square wave as an output. So this is the trainer board, 8086 trainer board. So one end you have to connect to the trainer board and another end you have to connect to CPU. So here if you observe, there are switches. So switch 1 should be in on state and the remaining switches should be in off state. So to the top port you are going to connect the peripherals. Why? Because you are using even addresses as port addresses. If you use odd addresses, you can connect this bottom port to connect peripherals. And here you can observe these are the switches. Switch 1 only will be in the on state and the remaining switches will be in the off state. So we are using this port to connect peripheral devices. So the peripheral devices are now dual DAC. So this is the dual DAC board and here you can observe X and Y. So to these two lines only you have to connect the DSO probe in order to see the waveform in the display. So this is X out and Y out. So to these two wires you have to connect, and this is the supply. So minus 12 volts, plus 12, no connection and ground. So this you have to connect to RPS correctly. That is to minus 12 you have to connect minus 12 supply of RPS, plus 12 here you have to supply for plus 12 knob of RPS and ground to ground knob of RPS. So correct connections of power supply you have to give for this dual DAC board. through RPS. So in the RPS also you can observe. So here you can see this is minus 12 plus 12 and this is ground. So from those three you have to give to these three knobs of RPS. So one is minus 12, another one is plus 12 and another one is ground. So this is the power supply in order to get supply for the dual DAC board. And from that X out and Y out nodes you are going to connect for DSO, that is digital storage oscilloscope. So you need to connect probe for digital storage oscilloscope. So initially the DSO will not be having any waveform. After you click run in the disassemble, you can observe here the square wave generated. So see here the square wave have been generated in the DSO. So since it is a continuous square wave, you are not writing INT3 in the program. So you will be getting continuously square wave. So like this, you can generate different waveforms like triangular waveform or sawtooth waveform. So this is how you have to interface digital to analog converter with 8086 microprocessor in order to generate analog waveforms. So we have seen how to generate the square wave.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.